Hi, today I want to talk about the power of pentatonic scales, which are 5-note scales. A lot of times pentatonic is the first scale that you learn, and you can actually use it over a lot of different styles, including rock, blues, jazz, and pretty much every style you can use pentatonics in. So I'm going to start in the key of A minor. The A minor scale, pentatonic scale would be this. So that's, a lot of times that's the first scale you'll learn as a guitar player. And it works really well if you add some bends to it. Actually over major and minor. So you can play, let's say you're playing a rock song in A minor, you know? You can use the pentatonic scale, you can add some bends to it, so. I'm also incorporating some blues, some of the blues scale in there, but it's basically pentatonic. And it also works over major. So if you play in the relative major of A minor, which would be C. So let's say we play a progression in C. You can use that same A minor pentatonic over both those keys. So it's very, very useful in that context. Now the next thing is there's different boxes, which some people call them the blues boxes, but they're basically just 5-note boxes. So and really when I solo, I only use the full pentatonic scale on the first position, which would be the A minor. And I actually slide a lot too, so here. So you're basically sliding between two positions. So the first position would be this one. Position below it would be. But and it's the same 5 notes just repeated in different positions. So the if we're speaking in terms of intervals, this is starting on the 6, 1, 6, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 6, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 6, 1. So you're just repeating the same 5 intervals up and down. Kind of like what I just did, you can slide between positions, and you don't really need to memorize the entire position for soloing, really. So the entire position is good for this first position. It's good to know that. But when you move up to the next position, you don't need to learn the whole thing. You don't need to learn the whole. It's helpful to know that, but really you just need to learn the first top 3 notes. And then you can do stuff like, it's a very common blues thing, you know. And you can slide from this position into the first position. So you're going from position 2 to position 1. So we have first position, which is second position, third position, that's useful for, you know, a lot, again, blues stuff. Or this Jimmy Page, Jimi Hendrix, this bend that used to do this really long bend. That's third position pentatonic. And again, you can switch, you can move around between the positions. So here's third, down to second, down to first. I'm going to go through some different exercises later, but let's keep on going through the positions. So that's third position. Here's fourth. That's again a really common thing in soloing. Jimmy Page used to do this a lot, you know. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, that's fourth position. And then finally, fifth position. Again, you can do, that's a common thing in fifth position. And then you're back to the first position. Which would be the second dot here. That's the 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17th fret. That's the A. So you can kind of connect all these different pentatonic scales with slides and different patterns. So one very common pattern is just doing hammer-ons and pull-offs like this. Page did that a lot. You can also do 4-note patterns. So the last one was 3-note. You can do 4-note. You can do 5-note, which Eric Johnson does a lot. So that's like. Sounds really cool when you do it fast because it sounds like kind of a cascading type of sound. And then I guess 6-note would be. So those are some of the patterns. You can do this, you can move them up here too, so. You see how I'm sliding? I'm sliding. Once I get to that third string, I'm sliding into another position, so. So I rarely ever go all the way down the scale. You can do it, but it's easier to slide between positions. Because it's basically less to memorize. You don't have to memorize every single note all the way down the fretboard. So again, if you connect all of these using bends and slides and patterns, you could do something like this. That's adding in a couple notes from the blues scale. So blues scale, you just add in 1 note. That's the flat 5. So instead of this, you would go, and instead of, you would go. And then there's also the hexatonic scale where you basically just add the 2 or the 9. So if let's see, so basically this would be the 6. So you're adding the 7 and then back to 1 So instead of, you're going, I'm sorry. So, and one thing you want to try to do is avoid the 4, which would be that note. 1, 2, 3, 4. Which in the key of A minor, that would be F. When you're solo, you basically want to try to, a lot of times you want to try to avoid the 4 because it clashes. It clashes with most of the chords you're going to be playing. So you can do stuff like this. You just want to try to avoid that note. That's kind of another lesson all by itself, is the hexatonic scale. I'm going to try to stick mostly to pentatonic here. But basically, you can do a lot with just those patterns. You can even do like legato stuff with pentatonic. So something I've been working on recently is this. Actually, let's start here. So that's basically, you have to stretch your fingers quite a bit. But if you start on the 5th fret, 4th string. And if you play it fast, I'm still trying to master the fast part of it, but so another thing you can do, I'm still working on that one. Another thing you can do is you can do sliding patterns. This is all pentatonic. So you can start on the 5th fret. You start over. So fast, that's going to sound like this. You can also do this. That's sliding between several different patterns. It starts on the 1, then slides to the 2nd pattern. I think it goes all the way up to the 4th pattern. So 1st through 4th pattern. So here's 1st pattern, 2nd pattern, 3rd pattern, 4th pattern. And you can just bend up from there. The other cool thing about pentatonics is most of the intervals in a pentatonic you can bend from. So if you start on the C note, you can bend from there. If you go down 2nd string, you can bend from there. 3rd string, you can bend from there. If you go up to the 2nd position, You can bend from here. And if you go down again to the second string, you can bend a whole step. Well, a whole step or a minor third. If you go minor third, it would be. Next step. This is usually a pretty big bend. Minor third bend again. Next string down here. And then next position, right here. Next position. It's a minor third bend again. It's pretty big bend. This is cool because there's actually two minor third bends. Whole step bend, and then you're back to the first position. So if you kind of add all that stuff together, you know, patterns, 3-note patterns, 4-note patterns, 5-note patterns, 6-note patterns, bends, sliding between positions, you can become a pretty good soloist in most genres of music. It might not work over like 100% over jazz, but most styles of music that stay in one key, it's gonna work in. Like, as long as you know your pentatonic boxes or your blues boxes, you're gonna be able to solo in those styles. So another cool thing, there's a couple more patterns actually. There's 2 more patterns. The one cool thing you can do is this one. That's first position. Second position. Third position. Fourth position. Fifth position, and back to first position. And there's also this one, which is very similar, but you're picking the notes, each note individually. So start there. So yeah, that's kind of an overview of pentatonics and what you can do with them. I know some of the playing was kind of sloppy, but that's okay. There's a lot of different things you can do. And it's only 5 notes. You don't even have to worry about using 6 notes or 7 notes. It's just 5 notes. And again, you only really need to know the whole pentatonic scale in first position. Every other position from there, you really just need to know the first 3 strings.